Good morning, everyone. Thank you for gathering here today. It's a pleasure to talk to you about a subject that is fundamental to success but often overlooked in the excitement of big ideas and ambitious goals: consistency. When we talk about success, we often hear words like talent, drive, and opportunity. While these are undoubtedly essential, they are only pieces of the larger puzzle. At the core of every success story lies a more crucial, more universal truth: consistency. Consistency isn't just about repeating an action, it's about a disciplined, intentional approach that turns dreams into tangible reality over time. Let's start by defining consistency in a meaningful way. Consistency is the act of showing up and performing, regardless of circumstances. It's the commitment to stay the course and follow through on our plans, even when we don't feel like it or when progress feels painfully slow. Consistency requires us to keep moving toward our goals despite setbacks, doubts, and discouragement. But what's so powerful about this concept is that it doesn't demand extraordinary talent, resources, or luck. Consistency, in many ways, levels the playing field. Anyone can be consistent. Yet, this simplicity is also what makes it challenging. Staying consistent doesn't mean staying the same, it means having the persistence and resilience to keep pushing forward, no matter what. One of the most common misconceptions about success is that it requires a dramatic leap, a single grand effort. But the truth is, most significant achievements are built on small, seemingly insignificant steps. These steps might feel mundane or repetitive, but they are the building blocks of long-term success. Take the example of physical fitness. Most people set out with a goal to get healthier or stronger. They join a gym or buy workout equipment, start exercising with great enthusiasm, and push hard for a few weeks. But then the motivation fades. Life gets busy, and it's easy to make excuses or postpone workouts. Soon, the once promising start fizzles out. However, the people who genuinely succeed in their fitness goals are those who make exercise a daily habit. They show up every day or every other day, even when they're not in the mood. They stick to a manageable routine instead of going all out just once or twice. Over time, their bodies transform not because of one intense workout, but because of the power of consistent effort. The same applies to our personal and professional lives. Think about learning a new skill, like playing a musical instrument or mastering a language. At first, it's exciting to imagine ourselves fluent or proficient. But that dream will remain just a dream if we don't put in the daily practice. It's the person who dedicates just 15 or 30 minutes every day consistently who will see progress over months and years. Those small daily efforts add up, and eventually, they yield powerful results. One of the biggest obstacles to consistency is our reliance on motivation. It's natural to feel energized at the start of any new journey. But motivation is fleeting. Some days it's there in abundance, other days it's nowhere to be found. Motivation can be a fair weather friend, one that abandons us just when we need it most. Consistency, however, doesn't depend on motivation. It depends on discipline and commitment. Think of consistency as a habit that you commit to, regardless of your emotional state. Consistency transforms our actions from mere expressions of fleeting enthusiasm to a lifestyle, a pattern that we live by. It's easy to start something when you feel inspired, but true success comes when you continue, even on the hard days. Consider an author who dreams of publishing a novel. Writing a book is an enormous task, and most of the work is unglamorous and tedious. If the writer relies solely on inspiration, the novel may never be finished. But if they commit to writing a certain number of words every day, no matter how they feel, they will eventually have a manuscript. That consistency is what separates a published author from someone who always talks about writing a book. There's a powerful concept in finance called compound interest, which is essentially the idea that small investments made consistently will grow exponentially over time. The same principle applies to our efforts toward any goal. The more consistent we are, the greater our momentum, and the more powerful the results. Imagine a river carving a path through rock. It doesn't happen overnight. The river flows day after day, year after year, slowly wearing down the stone. Its force isn't felt in a single moment, but in the cumulative effect of consistent flow over time. This is how consistency works in our lives as well. When we show up day after day, our efforts compound, and what seemed impossible becomes inevitable. In fact, many of the most successful people attribute their success not to a big break or an exceptional talent, but to a consistent, relentless commitment to small actions over time. The results may not be apparent immediately. In fact, they might take years to materialize. But when they do, they can be transformative. Consistency isn't easy. If it were, everyone would succeed. It requires resilience, the ability to withstand setbacks and continue pushing forward. It's inevitable that, on the journey toward any goal, we will face obstacles, criticism, and failures. These moments are crucial tests of our consistency. They challenge us to stay committed, even when the going gets tough. Every setback is an opportunity to strengthen our commitment. Every failure teaches us something valuable. It's in these difficult moments that consistency becomes a source of resilience. When we commit to showing up, no matter what, we're training ourselves to endure hardship and keep moving forward. This resilience becomes a part of who we are, making it easier to face future challenges. So how can we cultivate this power of consistency? Here are a few practical strategies. Start by defining what you want to achieve. Break down your larger goal into smaller, manageable steps. Clear goals provide a roadmap, making it easier to stay on track. Consistency thrives on routine. Try to integrate small steps toward your goal into your daily life. This could be 10 minutes of exercise each morning or an hour of focused work each evening. When actions become habitual, they require less effort and become second nature. Keeping a record of your efforts can be incredibly motivating. It allows you to see how far you've come and reminds you of the progress you've made. This record can provide a boost on days when you feel like giving up. Falling in love with the journey, rather than fixating on the end result, can make consistency more enjoyable. Remember, success is not a destination but a journey. Every day that you put in the work, you are already successful. There will be days when you fall short. Life happens, and consistency doesn't mean perfection. The important thing is to get back on track as soon as possible. One missed day doesn't negate the work you've done. Consistency is about the long game, not individual moments. Whether in personal relationships, at work, or in public life, people respect those who are reliable. Showing up consistently builds trust and strengthens connections, whether with clients, coworkers, friends, or family. Success is often rooted in good habits. Repeated actions over time shape habits, and positive habits fuel long-term success. Consistency helps turn small actions into habits that compound into major achievements. By doing something consistently, we reduce the amount of effort it takes over time. Practice and repetition build familiarity, which in turn increases our competence and reduces the perceived difficulty. Consistent effort allows us to gradually tackle fears and build confidence. When we show up consistently, we're less afraid of making mistakes, knowing each effort is part of a bigger picture. Discipline is a skill that comes with practice, and consistency is a way to practice discipline every day. When we are disciplined enough to stay consistent, we strengthen our willpower and self-control. Consistent actions force us to prioritize our goals and eliminate distractions. When we stay on track daily, we get better at avoiding unproductive detours, making our efforts more focused and effective. It's not about going all out in a short burst, but about finding a sustainable pace. Consistency encourages us to make steady progress without pushing ourselves to the point of burnout, allowing for balanced growth. Consistent actions provide frequent feedback, allowing us to adjust and improve quickly. This creates a cycle where small successes reinforce our motivation, making it easier to stay committed. Success is built on small victories. By consistently achieving these smaller milestones, we generate momentum, giving us the energy and motivation to pursue larger goals. It's not just our actions that need to be consistent, but our mindset. By consistently nurturing a positive, growth-oriented mindset, we become resilient to setbacks and more adaptable to change. Each time we show up, we're telling ourselves, I am capable. Consistency gradually builds self-confidence, empowering us to take on challenges that once seemed daunting. Our consistent behavior often inspires those around us. In teams, families, or communities, being consistent sets an example that encourages others to stay committed to their goals as well. Mastery isn't achieved overnight. It's the result of years of consistent practice and learning. Staying committed to a craft or skill leads to expertise that can only come from sustained effort. With consistent effort, setbacks are easier to handle. When we're used to showing up daily, a single setback doesn't derail our progress, it simply becomes a part of our learning journey. Each small, consistent step we take in pursuit of our goals affirms our identity and reinforces our purpose. Over time, these actions align us more closely with who we aspire to become, helping us lead lives of meaning and fulfillment. Let's look at a few well-known examples of consistency in action. Consider Thomas Edison, who famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. His consistency, his refusal to give up, was what eventually led to one of the most revolutionary inventions in history. Another example is Michael Jordan. People often see his skill on the court and attribute it to talent. But what many don't know is the hours he spent practicing, day after day, pushing himself, even when he was already the best. His consistent dedication to improving his game was the true source of his greatness. And then there's Oprah Winfrey, whose life was full of adversity and setbacks. Her success didn't come from one big opportunity, but from her consistent commitment to excellence and self-improvement, even when the odds were against her. Consistency is the most powerful yet underrated ingredient for success. It doesn't require us to be extraordinary, it only requires us to show up day after day. It's about the small steps, the daily discipline, and the relentless focus on moving forward. So, as you go out and work toward your own goals, remember that success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Be the river that carves through rock. Be relentless, be dedicated, and watch as the power of consistency shapes your life in ways you never thought possible. Thank you. Thank you.